The sky turned red. It happened without warning. No storm, no fire, no smoke. Just red. A deep, angry red that stretched across the sky like blood spilled over glass. People in cities stopped walking. Children looked up from playgrounds. Pilots, in midair, froze at the sight. It was not natural. It was not human. It was the beginning. High above Earth, beyond the clouds and atmosphere, they arrived. The armada of the Zarnal Empire. Massive ships shaped like daggers, glowing with green thrusters, moved silently through space. Over 700 warships hovered just outside Earth's orbit. Each one carried enough firepower to wipe out a continent. Each one was crewed by creatures who had never lost a war. Inside the Zarnal flagship, Overlord Threx Vakar stood tall, his 4 golden eyes staring at the blue planet below. His voice, like a hiss wrapped in metal, echoed through the bridge. Begin Phase 1. Earth must fall before sunset. His officers nodded, confident. To them, this was just another primitive world, another weak species to crush. They were wrong. In the cities below, in New York, sirens began to scream. In Tokyo, screens flashed red emergency lights. In Islamabad, military jets flew into the sky. In Cape Town, satellites went dark one by one. Governments tried to speak. Leaders tried to calm the public. But panic moved faster than words. People didn't know what the red sky meant, but something deep inside them knew this was not Earth's doing. In a hidden underground base beneath the Rocky Mountains, General Helena Cross stood silently as data scrolled across the screen. Her uniform was old, faded from years of service, but her eyes were sharp, deadly sharp. The operator beside her spoke nervously. "Ma'am, they're not answering our signals. They've disabled all satellite relays." "Good," Cross replied coldly. "That means they're scared. The plan Earth never shared." The truth was, Earth had been preparing for this. Not for days. Not for weeks. For decades. Since the first alien signal was detected 31 years ago, a secret global project began. Nations didn't fight it. They agreed, for the first time, to work together. They called it Project Horizon. It was buried under oceans, hidden in mountains, stored in the moon's silent shadows. And now, finally, Earth's patience had paid off. Inside the Zarnal fleet on board, the Zarnal fleet, one of the ships moved closer to Earth. Its purpose was simple: test Earth's response. It fired a pulse, an energy blast meant to disable electronic systems in a small region. But nothing happened. Instead, the alien ship itself froze in mid-space. Its lights flickered, its engines shut off. Slowly, it began to drift down the sea. Zarnal commanders watched in confusion. "What just happened?" asked the science officer. "Unknown interference. Our systems are being rewritten." Before they could react, the ship exploded silently in space. A perfect sphere of white light swallowed it whole. And when it vanished, nothing remained. No debris, no signal, just empty silence. For the first time in decades, the Empire hesitated. The hidden defense. Protocol Ghost Fire back in the Rocky Mountain base, General Cross issued the next order. Activate Ghost Fire, no mercy. All across the world, in places civilians never knew existed, something ancient began to move. Satellites previously labeled weather probes rotated their lenses, power grids redirected. And deep in the Pacific Ocean, a circular hatch opened, releasing a swarm of black insect-like drones into the air. Each drone was silent. Each one carried plasma cores built from alien tech stolen and studied in secret labs. Their mission: destroy anything that didn't belong to Earth. The invasion had started. But it wasn't Earth that was invaded. It was the invaders who walked into a trap. Panic. Among the invaders, in the Empire's fleet, Threx Vakar stared at the empty space, where his scout ship had been. "They destroyed it without firing," one officer whispered. "Impossible," another replied. "There was no heat signature, no weapon trail. It's as if they erased it from existence." Threx bared his teeth. "They're hiding something. Earth is not as weak as the Council believed." He turned toward the communication hub. "Send a message to the rest of the fleet. Prepare for full assault." But as the message was sent, the hub blinked off. The signal vanished. Communication between ships died like a light switched off. "What is happening to our systems?" No one answered. The Empire's most powerful fleet was now alone, blind, and surrounded by silence. The people watched the sky back on Earth. The red sky began to shift. The glow faded. It turned darker, like a bruise spreading across the sky. Then black dots appeared. Not stars. Earth's own ships. No one knew they existed. They didn't look like the ones in museums or air bases. These were sleek, silent, coated in reflective metals that bent light. Ships that had never flown publicly. Ships that even world leaders had never seen. The people didn't understand what they were, but when they saw those ships rise above the cities, they cheered. The first strike up in orbit, one of the Zarnal warships fired again, this time a real attack. A burning lance of energy shot toward Earth, but it never reached the ground. Midway through the sky, a flash appeared. One of Earth's hidden defense drones intercepted the beam, not with a shield, but with a counter-frequency pulse. The energy beam turned back, spiraling in reverse, and hit the alien ship that fired it. The explosion was blinding. The people on Earth saw it. A streak of light, followed by a sun-like flash in the middle of the red sky, then silence again. That's when the world began to understand. Earth was not losing. Earth was fighting back. In the control room, General Cross stood still, watching data roll across her screen. "How many left in their front line?" 568 ships, ma'am," the operator said. "And ours?" "All assets holding position. Ghostfire drones at 78% saturation. Skyburn satellites locked." "Then tell the world," Cross said. "We're not done yet." The global broadcast was simple. Every phone buzzed. Every screen lit up. One message played in every language. "This is Earth. Do not fear. This is not the end. It is the beginning." The Empire's mistake, Threx Vakar roared in anger. "Launch the ground pods. Crush them directly." Pods full of alien soldiers. Shot down toward Earth like fiery meteors, they screamed through the atmosphere, aimed at major cities. But as they neared the surface, they stopped, mid-air, held in place by invisible gravity nets, technology the Zarnal Empire didn't even think humans could build. Each pod hovered. Then each one exploded, crushed from the inside by pressure fields. The invasion never touched the ground. Threx fell silent. For the first time, he understood. Earth wasn't caught off guard. Earth was waiting. Before sunset, the sun began to set. The red sky faded to gold, then purple, then deep blue. And above, the burning wreckage of 24 alien ships orbited like falling stars. On Earth, people stood in the streets. They looked up, and this time, they smiled. They didn't know everything. They didn't know who built those defenses or how Earth had stayed hidden for so long. But they knew one thing. The monsters came to invade, but Earth was the real predator, and the fight had just begun. The night sky over Earth still burned with falling pieces of alien ships. Some of the metal rained into oceans, some turned to ash in the air. But most simply vanished, taken apart by Earth's secret defense systems before they could even hit the ground. People watched from rooftops and open fields, their hearts full of fear but also a strange new hope. Maybe, just maybe, they were not doomed. Far below them, Deep inside a bunker under the Rocky Mountains, General Helena Cross did not smile. Her face was made of iron. She looked at the giant screens showing enemy ships floating helpless above the planet. "They will try again," she said quietly. An operator nodded, scared. "Should we engage Project Dawnfire, ma'am?" "No," she replied. "Not yet. Ghostfire is enough for now." But then a second operator gasped as a new signal appeared on their board. "General, there's a foreign code running through the Empire's fleet." "What do you mean, foreign?" It's human, ma'am. It's our code." General Cross stepped closer. "Show me." On the screen, bright green lines of code danced through the enemy ships, silent, invisible. A hidden worm planted, years ago, waking up. The humans had infected the Empire's software long before the invasion started. Now the virus was alive. They called it the kill code. The Empire's horror up, in orbit. Overlord Threx Vakar didn't know what was happening. His flagship, the greatest warship of his species, felt strange. Lights flickered. Systems rebooted. Again and again. He roared at his engineers, "Fix it! Find the glitch!" We can't!" they shouted. "Something is rewriting our ship, line by line." He ordered a full shutdown. He ordered weapons to target their own systems, to burn out the infection. But the virus was faster, smarter, more deadly than anything the Empire had ever seen. One by one, the alien ships began to lose their shields, then their engines, then their weapons. The Empire's unstoppable fleet had become floating metal coffins. The ghost in their machines, in a small lab inside the bunker, a young programmer named Raj was watching with wide eyes. His hands trembled over a keyboard. "Ma'am, kill code is performing beyond expectation," he said. "What do you see?" Cross asked. "It's not just disabling them," Raj explained. "It's talking to them." Cross frowned. "Explain." "Look," Raj said, pointing to the code. "It's sending messages to their crew. Human messages." Cross read the lines. "Leave. This world is not yours. Leave now or vanish." Raj whispered, amazed. "The code is warning them." "Good," Cross replied. "One chance. That's more than they ever gave us." The second wave. While the kill code worked, the Empire tried to reorganize. A second wave of troop pods fell from the damaged warships, desperate to land soldiers before all was lost. Thousands of pods screamed through the atmosphere. On the ground, the people panicked again. Cities rang with alarms, but the hidden defense systems were ready. Thousands of sky-burned satellites locked on. Lasers fired, slicing the pods apart before they could even break through the clouds. A few pods made it through, barely. They crashed into fields and roads. Alien soldiers climbed out, armed with plasma weapons, ready to kill. But they did not face normal humans. The silent hunters, hidden among farms and empty streets, Earth had placed blackout teams. These were not regular soldiers. These were hunters, trained to move like shadows. They wore reactive armor, blending into the night. Their rifles fired sonic rounds, invisible and silent. One group of aliens marched through a wheat field, looking for targets. Suddenly, their leader fell, a hole in his chest with no sound, no flash. The others turned, confused, but they were already surrounded. One by one, they dropped, each shot so quiet it felt like a ghost was killing them. No one spoke. No one celebrated. The blackout teams moved on, leaving nothing behind. Inside the Empire's mind on the flagship, Overlord Threx Vakar's fear turned into rage. He smashed a console with his clawed hand. "Why can't we break their defenses?" His science officer was pale. "Our codes are failing, my lord." "They're machines. They seem to understand ours. They are rewriting us." Threx slammed his fist again. "They are animals. They cannot outthink us. They are not animals, the officer whispered. They are hunters. The word echoed through the command deck. Hunters, a message from Earth. The kill code finished its job. It reached every ship, every station, every troop pod. Then it spoke. On every speaker, in every language the Empire knew. You came to conquer. You failed. Leave this place or never return home. It was a human voice, calm, clear, and cold. Some alien soldiers dropped their weapons in terror. Some ships tried to turn and flee, but the kill code had locked their engines. They could only drift, helpless, as Earth's weapons targeted them. The orders from the bunker General Cross watched from her command center. Status of the fleet? 70% paralyzed, ma'am, the operator replied. Skyburn at full charge, another added. Ready, Cross said. Wait for my mark. The world above was quiet, as if the universe itself was holding its breath. The countdown begins, Raj spoke, voice shaking. General, they have no way to fight back. That is their choice, Cross said firmly. If they move, we erase them. She gave the order. Start the countdown. 10 minutes. Let them go if they can. On every alien ship, a timer appeared on their screens, counting down from 600 seconds, above the cities. The people on Earth saw the floating alien ships still stuck in the sky. Some were broken, some simply powerless, and others trying to turn. Away, but failing. Then they saw human ships rising once again. A fleet of them, dreadnoughts, cruisers, even orbital gun platforms. It was like watching Earth itself stand up to defend its children. And at the front of those ships was a single massive carrier, marked with bold white letters, EDF, Archangel Earth Defense Forces. No one had heard that name in public before. But now the world saw its hidden guardians, the 10-minute choice on board the Empire flagship. Overlord Threx had no options left. He turned to his crew, voice shaking. We must retreat. Earth has bested us. The crew looked terrified. How? My lord, our engines are locked. We beg, Threx growled. We surrender. The word surrender tasted like poison to him, but he had no choice. He opened a channel to Earth, and for the first time in Zarnal history, he spoke with respect. Humans of Earth, we ask for peace. General Cross responds in the bunker. Cross heard the message. Her eyes were cold, calculating. But deep inside, she felt the smallest drop of pity. Patch me through, she said. Her voice echoed into every alien ship. Overlord Threx, you came here to destroy my world. You murdered our satellites. You fired on our cities. Threx tried to answer, but she cut him off. Yet Earth is not cruel. We offer you this. Leave. Never return. If you agree, we will free your ships. If you refuse, we will erase you before sunset. The entire control room went silent, listening. Threx swallowed, beaten. We agree. The release general. Cross nodded. Raj, unlock their engines. One by one, the kill code let go of the alien ships. Engines restarted. Navigation came back online. The Empire fleet turned, battered and humiliated, and began to limp away from Earth. But the fight wasn't over. Cross stared at the data. Any sign of hidden troops on Earth? Ma'am, we have 5 pods unaccounted for, the operator reported. Blackout teams will handle them, Cross replied calmly. The world watches, from the smallest villages to the biggest cities, people. Watch the alien invaders leave. They saw human ships guard the sky, and they knew something had changed forever. Earth was no longer a victim. It was no longer prey. It was the hunter. And as the sun set, people whispered a prayer of thanks, not to God, but to the soldiers, scientists, and hidden heroes who had prepared for this day. The skies were quiet now. The last of the Empire's warships had turned away. Earth had won, but the people didn't celebrate yet. They stood still, watching the skies with cautious eyes. There was something strange about this silence, something unfinished. In the secret bunker below the Rocky Mountains, General Helena Cross knew the truth. The battle was not over. She stared at the glowing red circles on the digital map, blinking across the surface of Earth. "We let their fleet go," she said softly. "But not everything left." An operator turned toward her. "We've tracked 5 Zarnal drop pods that never responded to the recall signal." "Survivors?" "Possible. But there's something else." He zoomed into one blinking red dot. "This one's moving." General Cross narrowed her eyes. "Send the blackout teams." The forest in Alaska. The trees stood tall and still in the cold Alaskan night. Snow covered everything like a heavy white blanket. But under that snow, something was moving. It wasn't human. It was large, almost 10 feet tall, and walked on 6 legs. Its armor gleamed in the moonlight. It was a Zarnal war beast, released from one of the lost pods. Behind it, 4 Zarnal soldiers followed, dragging equipment. They weren't here to fight. They were here to build something. The signal tower, in the frozen woods, the aliens set up a strange machine. It looked like a sharp black spire, humming, with power. It wasn't a weapon. It was a beacon. One of the soldiers tapped it, speaking in a low voice. "This will call the second fleet. Earth won't survive 2 invasions." The war beast growled, scanning the forest for threats. The aliens had failed their first mission, but if they could send this signal, the Empire would return. This time, prepared. They activated the beacon. In orbit, a ship falls far above Earth. One of the smaller Zarnal ships had lost control during the retreat. Its engines were damaged. The crew was dead. It drifted alone, a ghost in space. But Earth's tracking systems saw it, and so did something else. From deep in Earth's orbit, a tiny object moved, no bigger than a suitcase. It approached the drifting ship, and then it opened. The object was an AI-controlled device. A black cube with one purpose: erase enemy tech. Within seconds, the cube spread thousands of nanobots across the alien ship's hull. The metal groaned. Lights went out. The ship disintegrated silently, melting like snow in the sun. The people on Earth never saw it, but General Cross did. "One more down," she said calmly. "How many left in orbit?" "Just 2 fragments, ma'am. No power." "No weapons." She nodded. "Good. Let the sky stay clean." Back in the forest, the beacon in Alaska finished its startup. A long, thin pulse fired into the sky, fast, silent, invisible to the naked eye, but it didn't go unnoticed. A drone flew high above, disguised as a bird. Its eyes locked onto the energy spike. Its wings folded, and it dove from 1,000 feet. It dropped a small package into the snow. Boom! The explosion shattered trees and melted snow in seconds. The beacon was damaged, but not destroyed. The war beast roared, pulling a large shield over the machine. The Zarnal soldiers began to repair it. "They found us!" one hissed. "Keep working!" another shouted. "We just need 3 more. Minutes!" The blackout response General Cross stood by a map glowing red. "Team Echo, report!" A voice came through her earpiece, clear and cold. "Echo here. We've landed 1/2 a mile from the site. Moving in now." In the dark woods, 5 blackout team members moved like shadows. Their boots left no prints. Their rifles made no sound. They had no lights, no radios. They communicated through blinks and hand signals. These were not regular soldiers. They were Earth's ghosts, the silent battle. The war beast stood still, its 6 legs braced. Snow drifted gently around it. The beacon pulsed behind it like a heartbeat. Then, zip. One Zarnal soldier dropped, a hole in his skull. No sound, no warning. The others turned too slowly. Zip, zip. 2 more fell. The last one shouted, grabbing his weapon. He fired wild plasma bolts into the forest, but there was no one there. Then a knife slid across his throat, and he fell. Only the beast remained. It roared and charged, but the blackout team didn't run. They surrounded it, moving like liquid. Bullets bounced off its armor. It swung its massive claws, breaking a tree in half. Then one soldier leapt onto its back, planting a magnetic grenade. Boom! The war beast's head exploded in flame. It stumbled, growled once more, and dropped. The forest fell silent again. Too late? But the beacon, it was still glowing. Team Echo's leader rushed to it, pulling out a small control tablet. "It's locked. We can't shut it down," he called. "General, the beacon is active. We need an EMP drop." Cross didn't hesitate. "Done. Hold position." Above them, in low orbit, a drone aimed at the forest. It fired a focused electromagnetic pulse. A silent blue wave washed over the trees. The beacon blinked once, twice, then died. Inside the Empire's border far across the stars, deep in, Zarnal Space, a listening station, caught the signal. Part of it. The officer gasped. "High Command, we have a partial distress call from Earth." The Emperor's chamber grew silent. "Prepare the Second Fleet," he said coldly. But one general stepped forward. "Sir, we should wait. Earth was more than expected." The Emperor's eyes narrowed. "I want Earth broken. Their sky should burn. Their oceans should boil. Ready the fleet. Earth watches the ash." Fall-in cities across Earth, people came out of hiding. The power returned. Skies turned blue again. Pieces of fallen ships continued to fall, burning up in the upper atmosphere. For the first time in days, children played outside. Families held each other. People laughed. Not because it was over, but because they had survived. In the bunker, Raj walked up to General Cross with a tablet. "Ma'am, we have a problem." She turned toward him, serious. "What kind of problem?" He showed her a live data feed. Something strange was moving, near Mars. "It's not Empire. We don't know what it is." Cross didn't blink. "Get me visuals and prep the Archangel." "Are we going up?" Raj asked. "No," she said. "We're going out." The ground never moved. That day, the people of Earth understood something ancient and powerful. Earth does not need to strike first. Earth waits. Earth watches. The enemy thought they would fight a planet, but the ground never moved. It was the sky that turned deadly. It was midnight over Earth. The stars glowed peacefully in the sky. But something was changing. Not in the stars above, but in the space behind them. On the dark side of the moon, deep beneath the surface, a metal shell began to open. It moved, slowly, releasing no sound. Inside it was something that had been waiting for decades, something Earth never talked about. Project Skyveil, the hidden truth. Inside Earth's top command bunker, General Helena Cross stood before a large digital display. The image on screen wasn't of Earth, it was the moon. "Is it operational?" she asked. Raj nodded. "Skyveil is online, ma'am. All stealth protocols holding. No one's seeing it. Not even our own satellites." Cross gave a short nod. "Then bring it into position." Far above Earth, the moon's surface cracked open, just a little. From inside, 3 massive warships rose quietly. No lights, no signals, not even heat. They looked like shadows with engines, floating slowly into space. These weren't built for defense. They were built to erase anything they touched. The second. Empire signal across the galaxy. Inside Zarnal Space, the Emperor stared at the partial signal they received from Earth. It was a cry for help, he said. "They failed." A younger officer stepped forward. "But the fleet was destroyed, sir. Over 700 ships gone. Earth is not what we thought." The Emperor slammed his staff on the floor. "We own galaxies. We have erased civilizations older than their sun. Earth is nothing. But in the back of the chamber, someone whispered, "And yet, Earth still lives." The Emperor didn't respond. He simply said, "Send the second wave. And this time, send the Titans." Warning. Over Mars back on Earth, deep space sensors picked up movement near Mars. Raj stared at the readings, confused. "They're using stealth, but it's sloppy. They're not hiding from us. They're hiding from something else." Cross stepped closer. "How many ships?" "Over 200, and something bigger, much bigger." The command center fell silent. "They didn't just send warships this time," Cross said. "They sent a monster. Skyveil engages. The three dark." Human warships from the moon began to move faster now. Their outer hulls shifted colors, blending with the stars. They were called Midnight Lance Phantom Warden, Silent Judgment. Each ship was crewed by only 6 people. The rest of their work was done by AI, cold, precise, and deadly. Their orders were clear. Do not let the Second Fleet reach Earth. Do not be seen. Do not miss. The sky turns black. For them, as the second alien fleet moved past Mars, something strange happened. The stars behind them began to vanish, one by one. Not from power, failure. Not from space dust, but because something massive was blocking the starlight. The Zarnal commanders noticed too late. "We're being shadowed," one shouted. "Where is the light going? Is it a weapon?" And then it began. The first kill from absolute silence. A beam of invisible energy pierced one of the Zarnal cruisers. The ship didn't explode. It simply vanished. Atoms torn apart. The Zarnal fleet scrambled to form battle lines, but their sensors were blind. They fired in every direction, but Earth's warships were already moving. Midnight Lance used magnetic acceleration to launch. Dark matter bombs, devices so fast, they couldn't be tracked. 3 more ships were destroyed before the Empire could fire back. Inside one of Earth's ships aboard, the Phantom Warden, Commander Leah Zhao sat calmly in her seat. "Target 250 marked, releasing EMP net." The ship's AI responded. "Net away. 3 seconds to contact." A wave of blue light spread across space. Another 10 alien ships lost all power. They drifted, helpless, as Silent Judgment moved in and finished them. Earth watches. From afar back on Earth, the battle couldn't be seen with human eyes. But General Cross watched it in real time through satellite streams and AI overlays. "How's it going?" Raj asked. Cross didn't look away. "Like poetry," she whispered. The Titans. Arrived suddenly, the battlefield changed. A massive alien ship appeared. From behind Mars, it was 3 times the size of any Zarnal cruiser. Its armor was layered. Its core glowed red. The Titan-class warship, its voice boomed across all frequencies. "I am Malcor of the Burning Light. Surrender Earth or watch your people burn." But Earth didn't answer with words. It answered. With Skyveil Protocol 9, Starblind, the 3 Earth dreadnoughts stopped firing. For 30 seconds, everything went quiet. Then the stars behind the Titan disappeared completely. From this black curtain came a single pulse of blue light, focused, tight, perfect. It hit the Titan mid-core. Malcor roared. "You call that? Then the sound cut off. His ship cracked in half, slowly, like ice breaking on a lake. No fire, no explosion, just collapse. The Titan was no more. The Galactic Empire believed they had the upper hand. After all, Earth had been silent for centuries. To them, humans were primitive, unorganized, easy prey, but the truth was far more dangerous. While the Empire moved its warships into Earth's orbit, they didn't know. Earth had already been watching them. From deep under the Arctic ice, AEZ, hidden command center known as Outpost Echelon, had gone fully active. Inside it, screens displayed alien symbols, intercepted communications, and detailed maps of the Empire's colonies across the stars. Commander Lena Morrow stood before a glowing wall of data. Her eyes were cold, focused. "They've exposed. They're back," she said quietly. "It's time." Years of silence, years of spying. The Galactic Empire assumed humans had no interstellar presence. They were wrong. 10 years ago, Earth's intelligence branch had sent hundreds of stealth probes into deep space. Coded in invisibility tech and running silent, these probes had reached the outer borders of the Empire. From there, they watched, listened, recorded everything. They found out about the Imperial fleet formations, the weaknesses in their plasma shields, the location of their stargates. But most importantly, they mapped out the political cracks within the Empire itself. And now, as the Empire's ships floated over Earth's atmosphere, ready to strike, Earth's AIs were already inside there. Command systems. They don't know. We're already there. High above Earth, in Earth's stealth flagship Eclipse 1, General Tobias Varr studied a live hologram of the enemy fleet. Every ship, every crew assignment, every weapon frequency. "How long before they detect our presence?" he asked his tech officer. "They won't," she replied. "They're too busy staring down at Earth. They don't realize their own data is already compromised. Earth's cyber agents, most of them human AIs, had hacked into the Empire's command network months ago. Through code injected by deep space probes, they could now read every movement before it happened. Every order from the Imperial Fleet Admiral was already known before he gave it. Earth wasn't reacting. Earth was leading the invaders into a trap. Infiltration. Complete on the Empire's homeworld, Vartech 9, strange things had started happening. A manufacturing plant stopped working. A food processing AI went rogue. Defense towers began firing at the sky randomly. No one could explain it. The Emperor believed it was sabotage, but by who? They didn't know that Earth's AIs were already inside their systems, quietly, patiently, and now they were testing how far they could go. In a secret lab under Earth's Andes Mountains, a neural AI named Ghostline whispered to its handlers, "Infiltration at 96%. Suggest Phase 2 disruption." Commander Morrow gave the order. "Do it." Across the galaxy, one of the Empire's main communication hubs went dark. A black hole of silence. The Empire starts to panic inside the lead battleship of the Empire's invasion fleet. Admiral Zak Ra watched reports of system failures from home. Another. Factory offline. Military bases not responding. He tried to contact the Imperial Council. Silence. He ordered a fleet-wide scan for any trace of sabotage. His screen flickered. For a moment, only one word appeared on every panel in his control room. "Already here." Then it vanished. Zakra stood frozen. What did that mean? How could Earth be doing this? "They are supposed to be backward," he whispered. Earth's eyes had no blinking. Back on Earth, inside Control Node Sigma, dozens of operators were watching thousands of screens. Every system in the Empire was now like a window. One soldier grinned as he zoomed in on a meeting between the Empire's military chiefs. "They're arguing with each other," he said. "Good," replied Morrow. "Keep the pressure up." Earth didn't need to fire yet. It was better to make the enemy paranoid first. Break their systems. Break their trust. Then break their ships. Countdown to reversal at exactly 16 EUTC, Earth's fleets moved. But they didn't attack from orbit. Instead, they jumped through the Empire's own stargates, using back doors planted by their AIs. Dozens of human warships appeared silently near the Empire's colonies. No alarms, no defenses. They struck fast. Power plants disabled. Shipyards destroyed. AI cores wiped clean. In less than 14 minutes, 6 key worlds were offline. On Earth's global broadcast, one message was sent galaxy-wide. Earth never wanted war, but we were never blind. Now you see us. The Empire's mistake was thinking Earth. Slept by the time the sun set over Earth, the Empire had lost control of its homeworld's orbit. Its fleets in disarray, its systems infected, its leaders hiding. Inside the Earth dreadnought Hammerfall, General Var stood over the tactical map. The entire enemy empire was highlighted in red. "Send the second wave," he ordered. "But, sir," his officer said, "they're retreating." "I know," he replied. "Now let them know we watched them fall." The Empire's command stations had once shone like stars across the galaxy. Now they flickered, dim, confused, dying. And above their capital planet, three shadows floated silently. Not asteroids, not stars, human warships built in secret, cloaked in black. Watching. The Galactic Empire had come to erase Earth, but the sun had set, and the Empire was the one being erased. Falling without a shot. Inside the Empire's high-security control tower on Vartech 9, alarms rang, but no one knew why. No missiles had been fired, no ships were seen entering the skies, but defense systems were failing, communication links went dead, entire orbital satellites dropped from the sky like stones. Admiral Zovek screamed at his officers, "Where is the enemy?" They had no answer. He couldn't see Earth's ships. He couldn't see Earth's soldiers. But Earth could see everything. Inside the dreadnought Hammerfall. In the command deck of Earth's largest dreadnought, Hammerfall, General Tobias Var stood silent, his voice calm. "Send the message again. Let them know. We don't want conquest. We want silence." The message was broadcast galaxy-wide. "This is Earth. You invaded our home. You threatened our people. Now your weapons are quiet. We ask for peace, but we are watching." The collapse begins on a mining planet named Cray Lore. Thousands of alien workers looked up. A nearby Stargate had exploded. No warning, no sound. Then came silence across all frequencies. Ships stopped responding. The Empire's control collapsed, like a dying animal. Earth had taken the Empire's breath away, without firing a single nuke. AI systems shut down. Central logistics scrambled. Colonial governors began declaring independence. And across it all, Earth's presence was felt, not seen. The human way of war. Precision over power. Humanity didn't need giant fleets. They used intelligence, speed, timing. One Earth ship could take out 10 enemy stations because it knew exactly where to strike. While the Empire relied on size, Earth used silence. While the Empire used fear, Earth used facts. Every weak point. Every corrupt official. Every hidden tunnel on every moon. Earth had maps of them all. The Empire never knew it was already a target years before the war began. A message to the Emperor, back on Vartech 9, in a palace now surrounded by failing defenses. The Emperor finally received a transmission. It came in clear. Human voice. Female. Calm. It was Commander Lena Morrow. Her face appeared on every Imperial screen. "You sent an empire to conquer Earth, but Earth doesn't kneel. We watched you. We learned from you. We moved when the time was right. This is not conquest. This is correction." The screen blinked, then cut to black. Fear spreads in silence, from colony worlds to battle moons. Fear began to spread, not because of destruction, but because of silence. They couldn't trace the human ships. They couldn't understand the attacks. They couldn't even find a single Earth base to retaliate against. Entire outposts vanished overnight, only a strange human symbol left behind. It meant nothing to the aliens, but to Earth, it was clear. We are watching. Rebellion sparks without control from the Empire. Smaller species began rising. On Trellian 3, the insectoid Vex rebelled. On Zarn Prime, the slave minds turned on their masters. The Empire had ruled with terror for centuries. Now that terror had been stolen by Earth. The galaxy had seen what humans could do in just a few days. They'd destroyed an Empire's structure, not by bombs, but by knowing. The Empire had fallen without fire. Now came the talks of peace, but no one truly believed it. The invaders had been turned into survivors, and Earth, the quiet planet once ignored, was now writing galactic law. But this wasn't peace. It was something colder, a warning written in silence. The emergency summit, inside a broken council chamber on the neutral moon of Sharax, leaders of the fallen empire gathered. The ceilings were cracked. Security drones hovered nervously. Whispers filled the air. Are the humans coming? Will they forgive us? Do we kneel or die? Suddenly, the doors opened. No soldiers. Just one human, a woman in a black uniform. Her eyes calm, voice like steel. Commander Lena Morrow. This is not a surrender. She stepped to the center. No guards, no weapons visible. She placed a small black cube on the table. The cube lit up. Earth does not ask for surrender, she said. Earth does not want your resources, your planets, or your slaves. The council looked confused. Earth wants one thing, she continued. Order. Clause 1. No ships near Earth. The treaty was simple, brutal, final. Clause 1. No ships, military, trade, or exploration would come within 10 light years of Earth's border. Any violation would be treated as an act of war. Earth will not. Speak again, Morrow said. If you come too close, you disappear. Clause 2. Release all captives. Clause 2. All humans captured in the invasion must be returned, alive, safe, unharmed. Those who couldn't be found, Earth would find them, and those responsible for torture or harm. Earth would find them too. Several alien officers in the room turned pale. Clause 3. Disarm the core systems. Clause 3. The Empire's 10 central weapon stations must be disarmed within 7 days. Earth had already disabled the AI controlling them. You may think you still control them, Morrow said, but we've been inside your systems for 3 years. They all knew she was telling the truth. No debate. A loud One-Zarn general stood up. This is not a treaty, it's a threat. Morrow didn't flinch. It's a response. You came to Earth. You burned cities, you took lives, and still, we offer a treaty. Her voice grew quiet. We could end all of you before your next sunrise, but we didn't. That is your mercy. Silence fell. Galactic broadcast. A new order. The treaty wasn't signed with hands. It was confirmed by the cube. When Morrow touched it again, the terms were locked. Broadcast across the galaxy in hundreds of languages. Earth is not a galactic power. Earth is a warning. Live in peace, or vanish in silence. Back on Earth. Watching. Listening on Earth. The skies were peaceful again. No warships, no fear, but satellites stayed awake. Orbital weapons were armed, quietly, general. Tobias Var stood over a world map inside Earth's defense corps. They signed, said an officer. Good, Var replied, but keep watching. Peace is just the pause between wars. A spy removed, far away, on the Empire's last spy outpost near Neptune's orbit. A signal was sent. A drone attempted to scan Earth's energy readings again. It never returned. A few seconds later, a simple message reached the Empire's top intelligence channel. Violation detected, object erased. The Empire's spies shut down. Earth had eyes everywhere, and they were not forgiving. New enemies. Take note in deep space. Beyond even the Empire's former borders, new civilizations were watching. The Vraks, the Tazari swarm. The old races hiding in black holes, They had once laughed at Earth. Now they studied every human transmission like sacred code. Earth had become something rare in the galaxy, a species that ended a war without needing one. They signed Earth's treaty. They promised peace. They promised distance, but promises break in the dark, and when they broke Earth's rules, they disappeared without a sound. A secret meeting on Other Prime 5. High-ranking commanders from the old empire gathered on Other Prime, a cold volcanic moon beyond Earth's declared no-fly zone. The place wasn't on any official map anymore. Inside a hidden bunker, they stood around a glowing table. "Earth is bluffing," said Commander Ilrex. "No one destroys without warning. No court, no trial, no threats." Another, General Rizan of the Torg fleet, nodded. "We once ruled the stars. We lost a battle, not our pride." They planned to send a stealth drone toward Earth's orbit. Just a test, they said. That test would be their last. The drone that never returned. The stealth drone was advanced, invisible to most radars, coated in phase-shifting alloys. It left Other Prime and sped toward Earth's outer space. Inside its brain, one command: observe and record. It reached the edge of Earth's restricted zone. Then, silence. No explosion. No trace. No signal. Gone. Earth's response: none. The next day, the command center on Other Prime received nothing. Not a warning, not a threat, not even a note, only silence. Ilrex sent another probe. It vanished too. The third time, they sent a manned scout ship with 5 soldiers. This time, they waited with growing fear. Exactly 63 minutes after the ship crossed the line, a small metal container appeared just outside their base. Inside it, 5 tags, each marked with a name. No bodies, no messages, just tags. Ilrex dropped the container. He knew Earth had responded, quietly, perfectly. Back on Earth, unspoken protocol in Earth's underground command base. Commander Lena Morrow reviewed the key alerts. 3 violations in Sector Theta, her assistant said. Morrow didn't speak. She simply pressed one button. No broadcast, no call. Just a silent command sent to the Ghost Fleet. Within seconds, orbital drones adjusted. Satellites realigned. One star blinked, then stopped blinking. "Handled," the assistant whispered. Morrow nodded. Next. A lesson to the galaxy soon. News spread. Whispers, then screams. "They're gone! They crossed the line and disappeared. Earth isn't negotiating anymore." Across the stars, factions panicked. Old enemies deleted their old Earth files. Neutral planets changed flight paths to avoid even Earth's shadow. Fear did what peace never could. It brought order. The archive ship, burned. The last insult came from an archive ship. Old, slow, full of data on thousands of species, including Earth. Its captain, an arrogant Loxari noble, decided to scan Earth's outer atmosphere. For history. He believed Earth wouldn't notice. The scan began at 4:17 Standard Time. By 4:19, the archive ship began burning from the inside out. Its systems froze. Its engines melted. Its signal jammed. Then a final message appeared on every screen inside. "We told you once. You should have listened. The ship was found drifting, empty. The crew was never found." Fear replaces strategy in the empires. Remaining territories' military advisors shredded plans to study Earth. "Erase all tracking data," one admiral ordered. "We do not analyze Earth," said another. "We avoid it." Galactic flight paths shifted. Mapmakers marked the space around Earth with 2 words: "Do not enter." A lonely station turns off its lights on the edge of Zone Theta. A small research outpost blinked nervously. They hadn't violated the treaty. but they were close. Too close. One technician asked, "Should we move?" The captain said nothing. Instead, he powered down the station, turned off the lights, and sent a single message. "We are not a threat. We are leaving now." The message was never answered, but the station wasn't destroyed. They got the message, and Earth let them go. The Empire was broken, scattered, silent, hiding in shadows, but one man still held on to pride. General Kale Dravak, last war hero of the Outer Empire. He had lost his fleets, he had lost his power, but not his hatred for Earth. And in one final act of arrogance, he decided to strike, a plan of revenge. Kyle stood aboard his stolen warship, the Bloodclaw, drifting far outside known systems. His eyes were cold. "We can't beat Earth in a full war," he told his crew, "but we don't need to." He would send a single payload, one powerful ancient weapon, a virus made by the old science sects. It wouldn't kill Earth's people. It would destroy their systems, their satellites, their communication. Blind them. Let them feel helpless for once, Kale whispered. The final weapon, inside. The Bloodclaw. Scientists activated the black capsule. It wasn't just a virus. It was a ghost, an AI-coded plague, designed to spread from system to system, erasing defenses as it grew. Kale aimed it at Earth's orbital network. "They think they're gods. Let's make them bleed." At exactly 03 York's Universal Time, he launched the capsule toward Earth, silent, fast, and cloaked. Earth noticed. The capsule crossed into the restricted zone. It didn't make noise. It didn't glow. But Earth still saw it. Deep inside the Arctic fortress, Earth's AI guardian, Sentinel Prime, awoke. Its voice echoed softly. "Unauthorized data weapon detected. Origin, ex-Empire vessel Bloodclaw." Within seconds, countercode launched. But Earth didn't stop there. Commander Lena Morrow received the silent signal. She didn't flinch. "Trace it. Burn it." Strike of fire far across the void, the Bloodclaw crew watched the capsule move closer to Earth. They waited for signs of impact. Then, alarms. Their screens turned black. One by one, systems failed. Not on Earth, but on their ship. "What's happening?" one officer screamed. Earth had followed the attack code back to its origin. A pulse, silent and invisible, traveled through space, riding the same data stream the virus used. When it reached the Bloodclaw, it didn't just shut the ship down, it ignited it. Fire poured from the walls, screens melted. The core destabilized. Kyle Dravak ran to the command deck, but the floor split open beneath him. In his final moment, he realized the truth. We never had a chance. Then nothing, just silence. The Bloodclaw was gone. The galaxy reacts. The news spread like wildfire. The last general of the Outer Empire had tried, and he had failed without touching Earth. Leaders across the stars held emergency meetings. "We can't fight them," said one diplomat. "We can't even talk to them," said another. One senator stood and made it official. "Earth is not our enemy. Earth is not our ally. Earth is a power we must never disturb again." Inside Earth's core, Command Commander Morrow stood quietly in front of a screen showing the ashes of the Bloodclaw. An officer approached. "Shall I log the event?" She nodded. "Mark it as attempted cyber assault, countered." Then she looked up. "Send the signal to the stars." "Which signal?" "Ma'am, the warning." The war was over, but not because peace was signed, not because the enemy surrendered. No, it ended because Earth ended it. And before sunset that day, the stars were quiet, a world in silence. In the sky above Earth, no enemy ships remained, no cries, no warnings, no fleets charging in, just empty space. And below, on Earth's surface, The people didn't even panic. There were no alarms, because Earth had never been afraid. From the first missile to the last Empire scream, humans had moved like ghosts, silent, precise, unstoppable. Memorial for the Fallen, in New Geneva. A crowd gathered near the Global Defense Monument. Screens showed names of soldiers, pilots, engineers, and civilians who had lost their lives in the first few hours of the Empire's surprise attack. A young girl placed a flower at the base of the pillar. Her father had been in orbital defense. She didn't cry. She just whispered, "They thought we were weak," and walked away. High Command's final debrief in Earth's Core Command, the senior council sat in silence. Commander Lena Morrow, still in her black uniform, faced the others. "Status of the Empire?" asked a councilman. "Dead," she answered, simply. Not retreating, not hiding. Gone. The room was still. "How many human units did we lose?" "Less than 3%, she replied. Another councilwoman asked, "And Earth's skies?" Morrow smiled. "Clear. Before sunset, as promised. The message that shook the galaxy in deep space, across alien systems, a message replayed over and over. The red signal, Earth is not your target." It had no voice, no face, but it echoed in every empire, every species, every throne room. Leaders deleted their invasion plans. Warships changed course. Spies destroyed their own reports on Earth, because fear had replaced curiosity, and caution had replaced greed. The Council of 12 Worlds reacts in a secret star station. The Council of 12, old allies of the fallen empire, argued. "We must retaliate," shouted one. "With what?" "Earth broke their core in under an hour," said another. An elder councilman stood. His skin was cracked with age, his voice weak. "This is not a loss. It's a lesson. Never wake a world that chooses silence." They all went quiet. Earth's quiet strength. While the galaxy trembled, Earth didn't celebrate. There were no parades, no boasts, no trophies, just rebuilding, repairing ships, healing wounds, and above all, watching. Because Earth knew something the stars had forgotten. Power isn't shown in how loud you shout. It's in how quiet you remain, until you must speak. A new era begins. Humanity returned to its research, to exploration, to peace. But quietly, Earth's orbital cannons stayed active. Its hidden fleets stayed cloaked, and Sentinel Prime kept scanning, the stars waiting, because they knew someone, somewhere, would forget the lesson. Another empire, another warlord, another fool. And when that happened, Earth would answer again,